In therapy, we do not treat disease, we only treat the body. If you have a doctor as a friend, you can ask him frankly, can you treat any diseases like diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular or kidney problems? Can a modern doctor treat the diseases? No, none of them the doctor can treat. Hi, Dr. Lim here. Today we talk about the last group of human beings, the sick people, 7 in the group. If you follow my videos from the beginning, by now you should know that iremos is not only for sick people, but mainly for healthy people too. We divide our customers into 7 groups. First, the pregnant woman. Second, the child. Third, the student. Fourth, young man and young woman. Fifth, the matured person. Sixth, the senior citizen. And finally, the 7th group, the sick person. That's why you already know that if you focus only on sick people for your sales in Geronoma, your chances of success are not too great. But if you focus on healthy people and improve their quality of life, your chances of success is much higher. When it comes to sick people, you may expect me to talk about treating diseases. No, we are not. In therapy, we do not treat disease, we only treat the body. If you have a doctor as a friend, you can ask him frankly, can you treat any diseases like diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular or kidney problems? Can a modern doctor treat the diseases? No, none of them the doctor can treat. The maximum they can do is to minimize the damage on the body. There's not treating the disease. At best is to contain it. Why can't we not treat any of these chronic diseases? The reason is very simple. Because they are not the health problem. They are only the sickness of our health problem. When your car engine is facing a problem and you get some warning signals in the front panel, can you solve the problem by treating the signal? Make it look better by changing the color? Make it not so eye-breaking by reducing the intensity of the signal? By turning it off and pretending nothing has happened? Nope. You cannot solve the problem of the engine by treating and handling the sickness. The same reason applies to our body too. Our body is a complex system. Once in a while, something is wrong with the system. Your body needs to let you know it has a problem. Just like a car, engines want you to know it has a problem. They send signals to you. I always use a mouth ulcer as an example. Your gastrointestinal system started from the mouth. So when some ulcers develop inside the GI system, initially you may not feel any pains as the lining of the GI tract. There is little nerve in it. That's why you never feel your food, after you add it into your GI system. But your body needs to let you know it has some problem and you should not take salty food, hard cooked and deep fried food. How is your body going to tell you about the problem? Your body sends up a signal. That is the ulcer in your mouth. When your mouth is suffering from an ulcer, you cannot eat salty food, hard cooked food, deep fried food, and very spicy food. As a result, your GI system can take rest and repair the ulcer in the system. That's why those people who always have ulcer come to therapy. We may treat ulcer by applying the Geronoma powder on it to kill the pains and to make it heal. But the main treatment is to take care of the gastrointestinal system. We say advise the patient to take easy food, not a hard cooked food, and to take those products that can enhance the stomach system like liamen and moringa on top of RGGL and spirulina. Malnutrition and poor diet always cause health problems. When we talk about malnutrition, people start to think of those poor kids in the third world who have not much to eat, becoming skinny and with a huge stomach. This is malnutrition due to lack of food. Another group of people who are suffering from malnutrition are well-to-do people and have too much food to eat, yet suffering from malnutrition due to being too selective in their food and always eat the same food day in and day out. Eventually, their body system started to fail and develop many chronic problems. When you consume huge amount of food and only restricted variety, what shall happen to your body? Basically, your digestive system classifies it under two main categories: the liver system to digest oil and fat, the pancreas system to digest protein and starch. When you eat too much oil and fat, or no oil and fat in your diet, in the other extreme, you are going to stress your liver. Because it is the liver that produces all the enzymes to digest the oil and fat. If no oil and fat, then the reverse is happening. The liver will have to produce it by itself. This is the first factor that will stress your liver. Then if your food is restricted to a certain type and always the same every day, when the nutrition in your food is not well distributed, those in excess, your liver have to get rid of it. Those deficient, your liver have to produce it. So lack of variety in food always stress your liver. Next is the protein and starch. Some people believe that starch is not good for health and eat only the protein. They claim protein may not make you obese. It may be true that oil and fat and starch make you become obese, but protein is not. However, too much intake of protein will stress the pancreas. Then some people believe that eating meat and protein is no good. Then they consume many the green veggie and starch. Then too much starch will stress the pancreas too. It is okay to become a vegetarian, but you must consume protein from the soybean, mushroom and etc. to gain the protein needed by the body. Unfortunately, due to GMO and many these soya campaigns from the dairy group, many people are against the soya. So if you have any problem with it, then you should consume the fresh mushroom and spirulina, as both of these are having good quality protein. If your diet is not balanced, even if you take in a good quantity of food, you are going to stress your liver. When the liver is out of balance, the chemical in your body is out of balance, then you shall suffer hypertension, cardiovascular disorder and a lot of chronic problems. And worse, your emotion is not well and always plunged into depression. Nowadays, there is a lot of people suffering from depression and hypertension. The main problem is that food is not balanced. When your pancreas is out of balance, then you may suffer from diabetes and eventually kidney failures. So by now, you should know many people are suffering from diabetes because of the poor eating diet and no balance in their food. In genotherapy, when we face serious health problems, we normally advise mega dosage of LGGL and spirulina. This is diet therapy actually, by supplying balanced diet into the body. Then the body shall detox and remove those unwanted toxins from the body and repair the damages, balance back the body functions, and finally regenerate your body. If you are interested in that, we shall cover it in great details in the discussion in genotherapy. Sometimes the diseases are too serious and recovery may not be possible, but that's not the end of the story. At least in the last day of the patient, we provide good quality of life, and many times the patient just pass away peacefully. In the early day of Dxn, I met a serious case of throat and neck cancer. An old man was suffering from it, and there was a huge open wound, at the right side of the neck until the lower chins in the face. The old man is very sick but able to talk to me. He told me he was old and not worried about dying. But his wounds keep on oozing up smelly discharge, and almost 20 minutes or so, the family member had to chain the towel below the wounds. He felt sorry for the family members because round the clock they had to chain the towel. I calmed him down and said, we should make the wound dry up, and she should not worry about it. After that, I was a member to give him mega dosage. Put the RGGL powder into mineral water and mix well with water, then shake vigorously 100 times before giving to the old patients. It would make the RGGL digestion much easier and did not stress the GI system of the patients. When I asked the family member to keep on applying the RG powder on the wound and washing it a few times with RG water. Just put some RG powder into hot water and add a bit of salt. Some salt actually prevent osmosis on the wound and making the washing on the wound painless. After washing, apply the powder again. In about a week's time, I got the good news that the wound dried up and no more changing of towel was needed, as no more smelly discharge came out. The old person wished to meet me, and I visited him. He held my hands and managed to smile a little and express his thanks to me. He told me he was not afraid of dying. May Buddha summon him anytime. He felt much relief as no more burdens to the family member to change the towel frequently and making the house smelly. I took his pulse. Immediately I know his condition is terminal. The pulse was beating very, very fast over 150 per minute. It is a common knowledge that when a patient is very sick, his pulse should be weak and not beating too fast. As the energy level in the body is low and the pulse normally beats softly, but if the pulse turns hard and beat very fast it means the body is using up the last strength to keep the body going on for a few days so that the patient may have time to bid goodbye to the families. At first, the family member of the old man were hopeful and cheerful as they saw the wound dry up and the patient could smile and joke with them. But then I disclosed the sad news that the old man may pass away soon. Tears come out from their eyes. I told them, there's one thing that is certain for all of us, that one day we shall bid goodbye and leave the world. The family are Buddhists. They guide the old man to chant Namo Amitabha to help him to go to the pure land of Amitabha. Of course, we did not pass the bad news to the old man. Before I leave, I asked him, was there anything he wanted to advise or ask the family member to do? He smiled back at me and said he was happy. The sons and daughter all grown up and having good jobs. He had nothing to ask for the family members. I bade him goodbye and left. In about a week's time, the sad news came that the old man passed away peacefully. The family members still thankful to me, as in the last day, the old man felt relaxed and thanked all family members for taking such a good care of him. In general therapy, there is no guarantee that the health of the patient can be fully recovered. But one thing we are very sure is that at least we can improve the life quality of the patient, which is already follow the first rule of the therapy, do no harm to the patient. After the basic dental therapy, if many of you are interested in herbs and diagnosis, I shall start a lecture series on herbology. That's only for those who are serious in herbs and diagnosis and may take a lot of serious study. For those of you who do not want to go seriously into herbology, the basic dental therapy covered here is enough for you to run a nutritional center to take good care of the body and the patients. I am also in the process of preparing the lecture on advanced dental therapy for the future Dxn University. I shall put them in a lecture series. So please come back to this channel frequently if you are interested in the lecture. See you again. Bye bye.